Good morning. It's another bright early morning. It's our third day of walking, and this shouldn't be too bad a day. I just wanted to stop and show you where I'm leaving. I didn't really have much time last night to take a couple of videos of where I am, but where I'm staying is referred to as an agriturismo. And the point of the agriturismo is that, as you can see, they're growing food. And here they grow their own food. They take care of the place, and a certain percentage of the food that they serve has to be grown on premises. And they have a really nice garden here. That's the building in which I stayed last night. And if you look at the garden, boy, it sure is nice. They have zucchini here. Let me try to turn the camera around. As you can see, am I showing the zucchini? Let's see, they have, look at that zucchini. Look at those zucchini flowers. Can you see those? They have zucchini. They have all sorts of vegetables out here. When I was first walking in, there's this tree over here. Let me see if I can get a picture of this tree. This tree here, and I saw these nice big round things on the tree. And I really thought they were cherries, but they turned out to be plums. And boy, they sure were delicious. So here's a bunch of stuff that they have grown here, and it's all part of what they serve. So it's a new day, new morning. Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
New day, new morning. Getting on ready to start our day and go off. I think I'm staying in St. Vincent this evening. So expect more from the road. Talk to you later. Bye. For those of you who wonder why would I do something as insane as this is the start of my day. Italy is such a beautiful country, and this is such a beautiful part of Italy. I'm so glad I'm doing this. This is just gorgeous. So, let's go ahead and continue, shall we? So I come to this intersection, and I'm trying to decide which way to go. And I thought, oh Lord, I'm not ready for this morning. I thought, please don't be that way. Please don't be that way. And it isn't. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. The easier path. That may be the road less traveled, but that's okay. There's a reason why it's less traveled. Okay, let's just take a video for a moment and kind of show another aspect of Italy. You know, I've been showing pictures of the beautiful countryside. I just passed through this little group of houses, and you know, Italy is gorgeous, but they also have their share of, let's say, not so gorgeous, maybe a little bit more rustic. I'm trying to be politically correct here, where you see some of these homes where they're just beat up, and the people, you know, they're not terribly worried about living or appearing high fashion or at the high end of things. These are just like common, hard-working folks passing through. I would have liked to have taken some pictures, but didn't want to do that. I didn't want to feel like I was looking at, you know, I was gawking at them. But there is a good deal of poverty and people just working hard to get by. The cool thing about leaving this early in the morning is, as I'm going along, I see older folks working in their garden. I can't tell you how many people I've seen so far just working in their gardens. But some of these houses are pretty dilapidated. Of course, many of them have their satellite dishes. But I can't imagine that we're looking at the high end of things. I just wanted to point out that amidst all this beauty, there are people who are leading very tough lives. Hear that? I was just in that church. Small little church. Very, very cute little church. I've done 3 of these. This is my 3rd pilgrimage, as I had said earlier. And I passed through these small towns, and this church is reminiscent of many a small town church that I've passed through. And boy, I tell you something, it's really moving to see the devotion and the dedication. I don't know, are those synonyms? But it's moving to see the devotion that these people have to their faith. And these are all Catholic churches that I'm visiting. These pilgrimages are Catholic for the most part. I meet many non-Catholics that do them, but for the most part, these are a Catholic kind of thing that other denominations take part of. But I tell you what, it got me to thinking. One time I was volunteering at a church I attended, and you know, as you're working, the guys are talking, and one guy said, you know, and these Catholics, they think they're Christian. And at the time even, I was raised Catholic. At the time even, I said, wait a minute. I was raised by Catholics, and yeah, there were some things they did that were not so great. I can tell you stories about nuns and priests and teachers and stuff in Catholic school. But the devotion and the heartfelt faith of these people is without question. And I tell you what, if many Catholics I know in life aren't Christian, then there are no such things as Christian. But there are people out here, like this small church I visited, the old women that I see, and the young people that I see going to Mass in these small churches. These people are people of faith. The little church up there on the hill, that's the church I was just talking about. And you know, I was just talking about the kindness and the faith I see in the people around here. A funny thing just happened. I was making my last video, and I'm walking and I'm talking, totally missed my turn. Guy comes along, stops. He didn't have to stop. He was like, bo, 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 and he points me. Made the wrong turn, missed my turn. And that's the same thing I see in these churches and in these little towns. Pilgrims pass through, and people are always there ready to help. Just nothing but kindness around here, at least for the pilgrims. Okay, I gotta make up for the time I lost and taking a wrong turn. Ciao. I made it to my hotel before this started. The good news is that this might break the heat wave that we've been having, or it could just get really mean. Let's hope it breaks the heat wave.